Do you find yourself constantly stuck in a negative loop of thoughts that completely destroy and sabotage your day? If you're ready to break that cycle of negative thoughts, this video is for you. Hi, my name is Tiffany Toombs. I'm a high-performance mindset coach that has worked with thousands of people across the world to help them reprogram their mind so they can truly step into their full potential. In this video, I'm going to share with you where these negative thoughts come from and why it's so easy to get caught in this negative thought spiral. Then I'm going to share with you the two most important steps that you take to letting go of these negative thoughts for good. So on an average day, the average human being has 60,000 thoughts per day. That's 60,000 thoughts per day. And 80% of those are negative. So the majority of the population spends most of their day in a negative thought spiral. What happens is every time that we have a thought, that thought causes our body to release a chemical called a hormone. And these hormones have the ability to impact every single cell in our body, traveling through our body, through our bloodstream. Those hormones then cause us to have a specific emotion or feeling, and those emotions and feelings then cause us to have more thoughts of the same quality. So if you wake up in the morning and you start thinking about all the things you have to do that day and all the money that you don't have and all the people you have to talk to that you really don't want to talk to, if you start thinking about all those negative things, your body starts producing a stress hormone, namely cortisol and adrenaline. That cortisol and adrenaline causes your heart rate to spike. It causes that butterfly feeling in your stomach, and you feel stressed out, anxious, overwhelmed, which then leads up to more thoughts about what you can be stressed about, what you can be anxious about, what can overwhelm you. And now you're stuck in this negative thought spiral before you even begin your day. Now, when this happens, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, decade after decade, what can happen is that our nervous system then becomes stuck in survival mode. Our nervous system starts to think that survival mode or fight or flight is our normal or our default setting, and that anything outside of that, anything fun or joyful or filled with gratitude is abnormal, and we need to come back to the default setting. And that's where these negative thought loops come from, is they become so ingrained in who we are that they're almost like a reflex-like behavior. The good news is we don't actually have to stay there. We can let it go. So before I share with you the two most important steps to do that, I'd love to hear from you. What is the negative thought that you have most often that you are ready to let go of and you commit to using these next two steps on? Let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to support you. So the first thing that we need to do in overcoming these negative thoughts is we actually have to figure out what is the trigger for this negative thought. Is it that I wake up in the morning and I see my gym shoes and I think about, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, I'm so overweight? Or we have to get into our car and it's kind of making noises, but we know we don't have enough money to fix it. What is the trigger that causes that very first negative thought to come? Sometimes it might just be that you open your eyes and you're like, ugh, I have to get up and go to work again. And that starts the spiral there. We want to work on reprogramming this cycle of thoughts from the trigger so that we get it from the moment that it starts, so that we can completely change how the electricity flows through your mind, through the neural pathways. So what's going to happen is you're going to determine the trigger, and then you're going to figure out what you want to do when that trigger hits instead. So you open your eyes and you think about going to work that day and you think, I am so glad that I have a job that allows me to pay my bills. Or maybe you start thinking about different ways that you can make money, whether that's passive or by starting a side hustle or a business that will allow you to leave the job that's not fulfilling you so that you can create more income. we're going to create a new cycle of thoughts that are going to follow that trigger so that you have a different reaction to that same old trigger. Then, and this is an important part, once you determine the new pattern of thoughts that you want instead, I want you to mentally rehearse doing this new plan. Mental rehearsal is actually nothing more than visualization, but it is one of the most powerful tools that we have at our disposal. There have been tons of studies done that shows the power of visualization on our ability to change how we think, how we feel, and how we act and behave out in the world. So what you're going to do is you're going to visualize yourself as though you're on a TV screen. It's like you're watching a movie of yourself, and you're going to see that trigger happen. You're going to see yourself waking up. You're going to see yourself looking at your gym shoes. You're going to see yourself getting behind the steering wheel of that car that's kind of breaking down, and then you're going to watch as you go through the new plan instead. The more that you visualize this, the easier it will be to put into practice when that trigger happens. Now, if you might need to set yourself a reminder in real life about this new trigger. So you might want to put something over your gym shoes that makes you happy, or put a sticky note on your steering wheel to remind you that you are manifesting your dream car. Whatever it is that you want to do to remind yourself to engage in this new pattern of behavior instead. Now, before I share with you the second step that is essential to take in order to break out of this negative thought spiral, I want to remind you to subscribe to my channel. I am putting out brand new videos every single week, just like this one, to help you master your mind, let go of anything that's holding you back so you can truly step into your potential. Go ahead and click that subscribe button below and like this video while you're there. Now, the other thing that we want to do is we actually want to break our nervous system out of this constant state of fight or flight, this constant survival mode. And so we can do that by every time we start thinking about the worst case scenario, reminding ourselves that we are in control of the reality that we create and that we are safe. We can start to replace and follow every negative thought with at least 3 positive thoughts to help the nervous system get into a new cycle of behavior and feeling as well. I recommend instituting a gratitude practice where you're spending time every day, not just saying or writing down what you're grateful for, but really feeling those emotions of gratitude in your body so that your nervous system gets used to something new, a different and more empowering feeling for you. And then we can also implement having micro adversities in our life. Things like cold exposure by a cold shower or by an ice bath, things like exercise and pushing ourselves just a little bit out of our comfort zone each day. And that will allow our nervous system to see that we are safe and that it's okay to move from survival into rest and relax after we have overcome an obstacle. Now, if you want more tools to help you overcome fear, procrastination, imposter syndrome, and even more, I would love to have you join me in the 6-day Mind Mastery Challenge. This is a totally free challenge where I'm going to share with you the 6 most powerful tools that I use with my clients. They pay thousands of dollars, but you are going to get these tools absolutely free. All you have to do is go to nlpworksheet.com or click on the link in the description below. Talk soon.